When the world thinks of the AUKUS Pact, the immediate image is a fleet of cutting-edge nuclear submarines patrolling the deep ocean. However, Australia's first locally built SSN AUKUS submarines will not achieve full operational capability until the early 2040s. While Canberra will receive 3 to 5 interim American Virginia-class boats starting in the early 2030s, this handful of vessels cannot hold the line alone against China's rapidly expanding fleet of over 370 warships. This massive disparity creates a dangerous window of vulnerability for Australia and its Western allies during the critical upcoming decade. To survive this immediate threat, Canberra is banking heavily on Pillar 2, a secondary initiative focused on the hyper-accelerated deployment of asymmetric technologies that can be fielded in months rather than decades. True lethality of Pillar 2 does not lie in a single wonder weapon but rather in the creation of a seamless, trilateral digital nervous system. Instead of completely dismantling the strict American ITAR regulations, the alliance has established historic export exemptions to fast-track technology sharing. This framework binds Western space assets, artificial intelligence, and maritime patrol aircraft into a single high-speed kill chain. Crucially, this system relies on massive physical infrastructure on Australian soil, including the intelligence hub at Pine Gap and the newly operational deep space advanced radar capability in Western Australia. The decisive advantage shifts from the physical thickness of ship hulls to the sheer processing speed of this trilateral data fusion network. To project power underwater, Australia has established the Maritime Autonomous Systems Unit following the initial deliveries of the Ghost Shark extra-large autonomous underwater vehicles. These advanced robotic submarines act as persistent hunters, capable of loitering silently on the seafloor for weeks to conduct long-range reconnaissance. While future variants are being designed to integrate cutting-edge quantum positioning to navigate without GPS, the current fleet utilizes highly advanced inertial and acoustic systems. However, deploying these persistent assets inside sovereign Indonesian sea lanes like the Lombok, Sunda, or Ombai-Wetar straits presents a severe geopolitical gamble. Doing so without an open diplomatic agreement with Jakarta risks a massive sovereign backlash, which could inadvertently push Indonesia directly into Beijing's strategic embrace. This autonomous approach fundamentally alters the harsh financial mathematics of modern naval warfare through the application of intelligent mass. A nearly $1 billion Chinese Type 055 destroyer could theoretically be neutralized or heavily restricted by a coordinated pack of these stealthy underwater drones. While platforms like the Ghost Shark are not cheap consumer toys and cost millions of dollars, they remain highly cost-effective relative to the massive capital assets they target. The success of this economic equation depends entirely on flawless artificial intelligence deconfliction software to prevent the swarm from colliding with itself during high-stress operations. This calculated asymmetric imbalance forces Beijing to divert disproportionate resources just to secure its basic operational movements through regional waters. Despite the optimistic projections of Western defense analysts, China is far from a passive target and has already deployed sophisticated countermeasures. Beijing has expanded its own massive underwater Great Wall acoustic sensor network and accelerated the production of the Haiyan autonomous underwater vehicle swarm. Rather than dueling Australia's drones one by one in the deep ocean, the People's Liberation Army doctrine focuses on a decapitate the brain strategy. This approach utilizes devastating cyber warfare and long-range electronic disruption to blind the data fusion servers and satellite links that guide the autonomous fleet. Ultimately, Australia's silver bullet remains a fragile system that trades traditional continental defense for a complex, high-risk dependence on an interconnected allied network.